Alright. I think you understand.
This all began when the knights lost sight of the bandits and you gave chase. Afterward, you entered a suspicious fortress and rescued a missing student.
Yep.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I'll be sure to smooth things over for you once we're back.
How kind of you.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
But, why are you even here, Alois?
Because the knights sent for help after you left them behind. Did you expect anything different? Not that I'm trying to lay blame at your feet. I know you were following Professor Euritza's lead, so I think everyone involved can head home knowing they did just swell. For as you know, all's swell that ends swell.
Still, I find this a rather grave turn of events. To think the same bandits who attacked our charges were behind another student's abduction.
I never said I was kidnapped by bandits.
You didn't?
Now that I think on it, not everyone in that fortress was dressed like a common rogue. Perhaps the bandits were mere decoys while some other villain pulled strings behind the scenes.
Ooh, what do we want to do here? Half-heartedly? No, 100%.
That was one real piece of work. Kranya, I think, who managed to escape. I've seen all kinds of people as a mercenary, and she was definitely not your everyday bandit.
Indeed.
You're on the right path. Perhaps I should just tell you who kidnapped me, seeing as I already know.
Oh, well, yeah, that'd be
What?
helpful.
Why didn't you mention
Yeah,
this earlier?
I agree. What the hell?
Everyone was busy speculating, so it was difficult to cut in.
What do you know, child? Out with it.
Her Highness can vouch for this, but my memory is quite strong.
Try remarkable. You never forget a face, even one seen only at a glance.
Your Highness, thank you for the compliment. I'm certain of what I saw. The one who kidnapped me was surely Tomas the librarian.
Oh,
Tomas? Impossible.
damn librarians.
But Tomas has been at Garreg Mach even longer than I have. I don't want to believe it, but based on what you say, we've no choice but to investigate.
But Sir Alois...
Be on guard. If Tomas is in league with Kranya, he is dangerous.
Very well. I will quietly report the matter to Lady Rhea and leave the decision in her hands. Not a word of this to anyone. Is that clear?
Hi.
Well, now things are getting interesting. Honestly, did not see this coming. So what do you make of this Kranya? Why do you think she was at the fortress?
You seemed preoccupied with her during the battle. She a friend of yours?
Sadly, I wouldn't know. My memory is but a shadow at this
Yes, another god with a hazy memory.
Gone,
Imagine that.
vanished, lost. I remember meeting you, but before that, nothing at all. And yet, the moment I saw her, I was struck with the most inexplicable feeling.
Was
I
it
couldn't
love?
tell you if it was revulsion or affection. It was simply pure emotion.
And here I thought I had it tough.
Are you worried about me? How adorable. Oh, but I do love that about you.
Shut it.
And so, the Archbishop has elected to apprehend Tomas.
Ho ho. Got
He
him.
has been away from Garreg Mach for days now. During his absence, an investigation of his behavior and personal effects laid bare his hostility to the Church.
The knights have been instructed to await his
Damn.
return and take him in, as quietly as possible.
This story is quite different than Three Houses.
We want him alive, so we might discover the whereabouts of his associates.
I'm glad they actually believed me.
If they doubted you, you would have known it the moment they clapped you in irons and led you away.
So who is this Tomas guy anyway? You say he works in the library?
He does. I've lost track of how many times I've spoken to the man.
No surprise, Lynn. You practically live at the library. So what did he look like again? Is he the big, burly one?
Burly? Not even close. He's a frail old man with a walking stick.
From what I understand, he's been at Garreg Mach for 40 years, at least.
Damn.
It is hard to imagine that he had been plotting evil that whole time. I wonder what led to his transformation.
Transformation?
Yes, what indeed.
Would someone not be noticing if Tomas changed his appearance?
He meant a mental transformation, not a physical one. Tomas must have changed his mind about the church at some point.
I am excited to have learning of this strange new expression. I must be thanking you.
Sure, no problem.
If they were really worried about transformations, you'd expect they would turn their gaze to you. Good to know they're nice enough not to do so.
So, this Tomas person sent the bandits after us? What an awful man. We're lucky to be alive.
You're one to talk, Bernadetta. You weren't even there.
Yes, you were not having reason to fear for your continued living. You're right! Everyone, pipe down! Something's happening outside.
Are they ready at the gates?
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir. Every exit is covered.
Well, well, it sounds like Tomas has returned. I don't know why I know this, but you need to get out there, and quickly.
Okay.
I think Tomas is here. I'll be right back.
Wait, we should discuss this before you... Never mind.
Oh, cutscene.
There he is!
That man down there.
Lady Rhea wants to speak with you. I suggest you accept.
This doddering persona of mine will benefit me no further.
What is this?
Familiar, right?
Such hubris from mere vermin. You will pay for this.
Oh, and he's gone.
Find him!
Right! What he did was just like...
Ooh.
Prologue. The Shadows of Adrestia.
So it's Emperor Palpatine.
Upon his return to Garreg Mach,
Certainly looks
the
like him.
humble Tomas shapeshifts and flees, and not even the Knights of Ceres's most concerted efforts can track down the erstwhile librarian. Meanwhile, Edelgard seizes upon Monica's rescue as a chance to start down a radically different path than she had originally planned.
Things went like clockwork with Monica.
Thanks to Professor Yuritsa playing his part so ably. And equally to those arrogant fools for letting their guards down.
I doubt we will see such fortune next time.
Next time? Don't tell me.
The moment has come to take matters into our own hands at the Imperial capital. This
Whoa.
is our chance to finally be rid of them.
But, Lady Edelgard, we aren't ready. We'll need an entire host to keep them in check.
And we have one. The Church.
Forgive my impertinence, but that is not the plan.
You are the man who once told me to leave no sword in its scabbard.
Yes, but one must also take care not to wound themselves when unsheathing it. I am sorry, milady, but this plan is ill-advised. I cannot support it. And even if I were to ignore common sense and go along, it still throws our future plans into disarray.
I thought you devised countermeasures to deal with the Church. Use them.
But those were meant for... Very well. Are you absolutely certain this is the path?
I am anything but certain. Yet the bandit attack in the mountains created an opportunity we cannot ignore. And I doubt the appearance of this new mercenary is simple coincidence. Plans can be rewritten, Hubert. Either we're doing this, or we're not. Will you sit around and wait for a miracle? Or will you help me seize control of my fate?
I am with you, Lady Edelgard. As ever. Then let us walk forward on this path, and see where it takes us.
Interesting.
I apologize for bringing this to you on such short notice, Archbishop.
Not at all, Edelgard. But might I ask, what prompted this sudden desire to return to Inbar?
We believe one of Tomas's collaborators may have infiltrated the capital.
My word!
Tomas tended the library at Garreg Mach for decades, with nary a blemish on his record. And then, without warning, he drops his disguise and reveals himself to be a vile sorcerer of terrible ability. Someone at the capital also fits that pattern. A man we know all too well.
And who might that be?
Is it your dad?
My uncle.
Oh.
And regent of the Empire.
Ah, yes.
Volkard von Arundel.
His lordship briefly defected from the Empire before reappearing several years later. But he returned a changed man, and began seizing power almost immediately. Witnesses claim he wields dark magic in secret, and is able to change his appearance at will.
That does sound suspicious, if these witnesses can be believed.
I would ask that you do believe them, as the information comes from my own House Vestra.
I see. And when you return to the capital, how do you propose to deal with this uncle of yours?
Lord Arundel has the support of a number of influential nobles, including the Prime Minister, Duke Ayer. And while we have allies of our own, it's likely they'll require some convincing. To that end, we wish to bring our friends here at the Academy, their daughters and sons, with us under the supervision of Professor Yuritsa.
We hoped you would consider deploying the Knights of Seros, so the Imperial Army doesn't get any strange ideas.
Alright, it's class field trip, everyone. Make sure you pack your lunches.
You wish to march on the Empire, with the Church's knights at your back?
Yeah, that's a little...
That's
a little much.
Would give credence to our claims.
Additionally, the knights would keep the populace in check upon our arrival, thereby preventing the city from descending into utter chaos.
The more I hear of this, the more credible the threat sounds.
It's clear you have thought carefully and planned well.
We intend to seize the palace with our own forces, and will do our utmost to contain the conflict there. But we still need your help. Please.
I have two conditions. The first, when you capture Lord Arundel, he is to be turned over to the Knights at once. The second, our knights are not to engage in battle directly.
I would have it no other way.
Step lightly, Edelgard. Should these claims about Lord Arundel prove false, we will take action accordingly. Make no mistake as to who will be held accountable.
Understood. But please know we have nothing to gain from deceiving the Church.
Very well. I will summon the knights and let you instruct them as to your plan.
This is going from 0 to 100 real quick here.
May the goddess watch over you all.
Now we're gonna march on the Imperial capital with a bunch of church soldiers behind
That was
us.
certainly an unexpected conclusion to the whole Tomas saga. Thanks to his shapeshifting ability, he slipped free of the knights and escaped.
Shape-shifting.
Yes, that's what I said. Also, I know what you want to say next. His powers are just like the ones you gave me.
Say it.
His powers are just like the ones you gave me. Are you in league with him, Arval? Where did these powers come from?
If I am in league with him, no one has informed me. All I have is you, my dear partner in destiny. Still, I saw what you saw. Clearly, we don't have a monopoly on shapeshifting.
And now that everyone knows about Tomas, some of them must have connected the dots back to me.
What could go wrong? I know, right? Let's just openly march on the capital, on the Imperial capital, with a bunch of Church of Seros knights behind us. Or the whole army of the knights. But whatever.
At least they've had the grace to keep it to themselves.
It's because they trust you. Hold on, someone's coming.
Ah, there you are.
Something wrong?
I must return to the Imperial capital soon for an important matter. Will you join me? Most of the other Black Eagles are coming.
What's this about?
I fear I must keep that to myself until we're closer to the capital. But I promise you this. There will be battle, and you will have a chance to shine.
Oh, count me in.
Are you sure? I mean, these powers I have...
Are like the ones Tomas used? Yes, that is a bit disquieting. Still, you've given me no reason to mistrust you. You could have wrested yourself free of us from the start, but instead you chose to stay here at the monastery. You fought by our side and helped us save Monica. I think I can give you the benefit of the doubt. But here's my true proposal. If you accompany us, there's a good chance you'll learn where your powers come from.
Will I get paid?
Ooh, now that is intriguing.
In that case, I accept. Thanks.
Born in a mountain hamlet in Leicester, becomes a mercenary and begins living as a wanderer. Enrolls at the Officers Academy at Garreg Mach. Interest, getting stronger mercenary work. Likes, seeing her friends smile at her adoptive mother, not going hungry. How cute. Dislikes, losing, reading maps, and wasting time. Yeah. Close allies, Edelgard, Hubert, and Petra. Interesting. Outdated values, crests, rats, chains, swimming, losing control. Hubert likes irony, coffee, intelligence, and useful people. Dislikes the Church of Seros, those who bother Edelgard, gambling, heights, nostalgia, laziness. Monica is now playable. Temporarily parted ways. Oh. What happened to them? Oh, it's because. Okay. Never mind. Northern Hresfeld territory. Speak with your classmates. Okay.